Hello folks, how we doing? It is another beautiful day up here in sunny Scotland. Let's have a spin around. I can't see when I go around that way. All the way around, it's gorgeous. It's hard to believe. I don't even know what date it is today. I'm filming 16th of September, something like that, and it's roasting again. Just after my last video when I was saying the temperatures are starting to drop, just to prove me wrong. Although, saying that, I think the overnight temperatures are starting to go down. The daytime ones are still pretty nice. But anyway, today, Sky Broadband has gone down for the whole of Scotland, and it's been down for about the last hour, so I can't get connected to work. So I've come up to the plot and I've decided to get some jobs done. And it's getting to that time of the year when I've been making all these plans during the summer saying, I'll do that in the autumn, I'll do that in the autumn, you know, when things are a bit quieter, I don't have as much to plant, there's not much going on with the watering and whatnot. I'll do the jobs. And the time is now slowly but surely starting to come when all these jobs have to start getting done. So I've been up here for a little bit now, but I've been chatting and things like that with people, so I've not been filming. But what I'll do, if I spin you around, this is what I've started to do. Not grow a big shadow. Let's spin around here. So I'm starting to trench the cover for the polytunnel. So it's been untrenched, it's not been very windy or anything like that around here, but the wind is just starting to pick up a little bit. And I'm conscious of that, moving into the autumn, moving into the winter after that. It does get a bit windy here from time to time. If you look over there, that's the west. We've got a prevailing wind from the west that comes across. So I'm going to get it trenched. We do have the aluminium base rail system, you can see along the bottom there, along the bottom of the tunnel. But I don't know, there's just something about it that doesn't massively fill me with confidence. So there's about, I don't know, a foot 18 inches of cover left at the bottom there that I have started to dig this trench for. I don't know how much I'm going to get done today. I certainly want to get the front bit here done, the front bit over there done, and the bonus is I'm going to get all those weeds dug up at the same time, and then we'll continue the wood chip path. This here, the wood chips will come all the way along here to the end there, in theory, unless I decide to use some of the paving slabs that we've got inside the tunnel. Anyway, I'll not bore you too much with footage of me digging a trench and putting it in, because all I'm doing is digging a hole and then burying the cover in there. But rather than, you know, with the base rails, they do say in the instructions, you just chop it off and that's it, done. Because we've got the screw anchor things that go in and they're in however far. But no, I've dug down, say about 12 to 18 inches there, and the weight of all the soil is going to be sitting on top of that, plus whatever path goes along on top of it. And that's just going to make me feel a lot more comfortable, I think, over the autumn, over the winter, into spring, when the winds really start to pick up over here and start blowing stuff about. You know, I've invested in this polytunnel, good quality one from First Tunnels. Yes, we had some problems with the construction and delivery and all that jazz, and I do have a playlist all about the build of the polytunnels and that, so go and check that out if you've not seen it, to see some of the stuff that was going on with that. And people are starting to do stuff with polytunnels. If we have a move over here, let me have a quick look. Excuse the mess. You see back here as well, all these weeds will get dug up and the cover will get trenched. So if we don't look at this plot here next to me, which is a beautiful plot by the way, if you look at the one just beyond there, you can probably see a polytunnel frame where somebody's just taken the cover down for the winter there. So people are starting to see these things going on, the weather's definitely turning, so it's time to get on with these jobs. So anyway, spin you around. I will pause the video there for a bit, and by the magic of video editing, you will come back and I will show you how I've been getting on with the trenching and the polytunnel and what things look like after I've got that job done. Back with you in just a jiffy. So, the jumper's off, the hat's on, trenching the polytunnel cover is pretty hard work, so I think, just for now, excuse me for a second, you may get some sort of wonky camera angle. Let's turn you around here, look, I'll show you what I'm up to. I've got my flask. And I think it's just about time, excuse the extreme close-up of the flask, it is time for a brew of Yorkshire Gold tea. And whilst I have this, oh, that's better, let's have a little wander around here. I don't know why, but I like, even when it's hot, I like to drink tea. I do. It sort of strangely cools you down when you're drinking it, but also when it's cold, it warms you up. Anyway, it's a bit odd. So let me show you what I've been up to. So we'll start at this end. So I've dug up to the corner here, just there. You can see where that's still empty. So the next part of the job is to go all the way up the side here. So this is the side that faces west, and that's the one that I really want to get trenched as opposed to the other side. But I've come all the way along the front here. So from where the edge of the polytunnel is, I've come out around about 10 centimetres, which is what the instructions say to do. I've dug down, say, around about 12 to 18 inches. Cover's gone in and sort of tried to put it along the bottom as well, if that makes sense. And then chucked all the soil back on top of it. And I've just sort of been padding it down with my foot there. I've not quite dug up all the weeds yet. Same on this side. Again, it needs a little bit of trim there where there's a loose bit of plastic where it's sort of folded over. But again, come out about, I don't know, 10 centimetres, and then a spade's width trench, and then spade's width depth. Filled it up, got that cover down the bottom there, padded it all in, and if I come round this corner, so you see, this is the very edge of my plot here. This is where the fence is. This is the bit I'm really not looking forward to doing. So you can see down there, it's covered. I've done nothing with this bit because I know the cover's going to be trenched. But there's loads of weeds down there. I can see thistles, I can see nettles, I can see all sorts of horrible stuff. And I'm just going to have to bite the bullet at some point and sort that out. It's right in next to the fence, so it's going to be really, really awkward space to work in to get it trenched. It's going to be really compact. So this bit's getting saved till the end. I don't quite know why. I should probably do that bit first and get it over and done with. But it's going to be the last thing done anyway. Enough of me spraffing on. There's no other cabbage white. Look, there's still loads of them about. I am going to finish this cup of tea, and I'm going to come all the way down the side here if I've got time. I've got about another hour left, so hopefully I'll get that done within the hour, get it trenched, and I'll show you what we're looking like towards the end there. And I'll be back with you in just a jiffy. Right, I'm back, and I've got another cup of tea. And to prove that I don't just sit around in the polytunnel drinking tea when I'm up there, I'm going to come outside and I'll show you where I'm up to. Oh, I'm walking like an old man here, my back's sore, but I'll tell you about that in a minute. Right, spin you around. There you go. So I've got the trench all the way along there, up to the other end now. It was really awkward actually being in there, in between the raised pallet collar beds that go all the way along here. In the polytunnel, there's a bit of a small gap. It was a bit tight getting in there, moving the earth about and stuff like that. A bit awkward, but it's done and it's dug. And all I need to do now is put the cover in and put the earth back on top, which is the easy bit, to be honest. And to be honest, this was kind of done by design. So I say the wind comes from the west over there, so I've got all the raised bed bit built in front of the polytunnel. You know, it's not a massive windshield, but it's better than nothing. You know, we've got all these obstacles that. It's going to break the wind flow up and what have you before it gets to the polytunnel, and it's just going to give it that extra bit of protection. Anyway, let's spin you back around here, and I'll come over here, and I'll put my cup of tea down, and if you bear with me a second, I'm going to sit on the pallet. Look, I'm sitting on this lovely red pallet over here. So the reason I've stopped for a minute is, I don't know whether I've said or not, but a few years ago I had a massive herniation on one of the discs in my back, so right at the very bottom. I can't remember the number of it, L something something, and I ended up in hospital getting emergency surgery on it. And I don't know if anybody watching has ever had nerve pain before, if you've ever had sciatica or anything like that. You have my full sympathy. I have never ever felt pain like nerve pain before. It's absolutely horrendous. So I had this massive herniation, so that's where the soft bit in the disc pushes out against the nerves in your back, and my left leg went completely numb, so I had what's called foot drop. So my foot dropped down and I couldn't control my left leg, so I ended up in hospital having surgery and what have you. Fixed it right up though. I do have one sort of dead nerve in my leg now, but other than that, absolutely fine. But I've just got to be careful with how much I'm doing around here and taking it easy, especially when I'm digging and I'm doing heavy lifting, like digging all that soil and putting it all back in. I just need to stop every now and again and take a break, have a cup of tea, take it easy, or I'm going to end up knackering myself again, and that is the last thing I want. Anyway, that's enough of my sob story. I'm going to crack on, so just show you that I don't just sit around here drinking tea all day. I'm going to get that trenched in, get it filled in. I think that's all about I'll have time for today, so I'll fill it in. I'll come back and show you right at the end how it's looking, how things are doing, and we'll say bye after that. I'll be back with you in just a jiffy. I am pleased to say I am on to my third and final cup of tea for today. However, I've done the trenching for today, so let's just head back outside and see what we can see. So I'm just going to spin you around there a wee second, right. So it looks a bit messy, which is fair enough. Trench dug, cover in, exactly the same method, lay it along the bottom of the trench, about 10 centimetres out or so, maybe it's a bit further in some places up there to be fair, but I'm not too fussed because we've got this nice barrier of the pallet colours all the way along there. And I've got some of the material, oh, what do you call it? The weed fabric stuff, the weed membrane, to go down there. It'll go all the way down there, and I'll put some of the wood chip paths, so you can see some of the paths are a bit threadbare there, so the whole lot need doing overall again. Same along here, right along the front of the polytunnel. We'll get the wood chip paths going along there, and that'll just add a bit of extra weight, and it'll just tidy it up nicely. But I've only done this side, and I've done along the front here. The rest of it's just gonna have to wait for another day, because I don't have the time to get it all done. But this is the main bit. I say I've mentioned it a couple of times before. The wind sort of come from the west over that way and really batter this side of the tunnel, so hopefully that's just sorted for the foreseeable anyway. And when I've got some more time, I'll get down here, I'll get the back done, and I'll get the side that faces east done, and then we're looking good. Anyway, dodgy light there as I'm facing at the sun. I'm not convinced this is any better, but that is me just about done for today. Just a short one today to show you what we're doing with the polytunnel, and I will see you on the next one. Bye for now, folks.